So I'm gonna talk about today the what was the real reason that why Muhammad Hassan got cancelled. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of to discuss about. I did a lot of research. I got a lot of information about this. That why what was the main reason why it led it led WWE to drop the character altogether. I mean, they just really scrapped him from and removed him from their history. Why was this much big controversy, and what was the reason? I mean, there might be a couple of reasons. There might be a lot of reasons why it got canceled for being controversial or something like that. But I'm gonna take that margin to the take that margin a little bit more close. I want to say that there should not be like too many reasons for Muhammad Hassan being getting cancelled. So when I want to take that wide margin to not too many reasons. So let's talk about. First of all, it was a bad decision to move him to SmackDown. This is what already I talked into my another videos that moving to SmackDown was a bad decision. He should have stayed on Raw, and then suddenly in like rushing him to the, he just got there in 2 weeks, and you suddenly putting him to the against and the Undertaker. That was another bad move, and then doing that terrorist angle very early on. I mean, they could have did this later. That would have been a better. I mean, they just did this on the 4th of July on the national holiday of USA. That was another bad decision, and then not taking out that angle when the London bombing happened was another a failure of WWE. But it's opinions. It's my personal opinion. There's a lot of opinions that you guys have, a lot of people have, but this is my opinion. So let's talk about it. I mean, some people blame it on WWE, some people blame it on UPN, some people blame it on the guy who played the character. Some people blame it on fans, some people blame it on media, some people blame on certain kind of groups or certain kind of communities like this. So here's my reason. I think this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying this is why he got cancelled. I mean, I don't want you guys to be agree with me. I mean, you guys have their own opinion about this, but this is my opinion. I think Muhammad Hassan, the main reason Muhammad Hassan got cancelled is because of the fans. The fans who took that angle very offensive and got so sensitive that they start bitching about, they start complaining to media, they start complaining to UPN, they start complaining to WWE and all other media outlets over there. That's where the pressure built up, because if nobody had said anything to UPN, nobody had pressured WWE that much. I mean, the public, the fans who were angry about that, I don't think UPN would have made that big deal, because they don't have that problem, because when Muhammad Hassan got moved to SmackDown, he was there. It's not like UPN said no, we don't want this character on our channel. He was there. He was doing okay. He had 2 weeks, 3 weeks over there. He just it's just because of the controversy and the negative feedback they got from their fans is the main reason that they have to tell WWE to remove the character. But this is a very complicated and a very confusing, reason part that, I mean, yeah, you can blame it on UPN because they got really oversensitive. I mean, okay, it's happened, it's life, it happens. You don't have to like ban the character in the middle of the huge bish. That guy is not a, it's not a, he's a main eventer. He's been there just for weeks. You just cannot, just because of some people don't like it and because of the London, but you just cannot, that's an overreaction by doing UPN too. That's because they got scared, because if they thought if they continue, let WWE continue this character, they're gonna lose viewership. That's the main reason, because people really wanted UPN to pressure WWE to scrap Muhammad Hassan or can remove Muhammad Hassan from the TV. So UPN reacted. So, but I'm gonna talk about where the things happen. I mean, things happen from the fans. It's not like UPN came out from nowhere and they started or WWE. It's because of the pressure that fucking those people who built on UPN, the pressure on by the media, the pressure on by fan WWE on by fans, the fans, and those are the people that made them to think about or made them to force them to take out the Muhammad Hassan character, because if they don't respond, that's a because they cannot just get away with that, because people are still gonna be complaining and bitching again and again because of the controversy. I mean, that's the main reason. I mean, it's, I mean, yeah, I mean, let's take. I'll be brought back to the fan thing. Take a little bit more forward. Yeah, UPN reacted very strongly, and they tell WWE, and WWE really got scared, and instead of moving to Raw or taking him off TV and bringing him back later, they just really scrapped him and just don't want him to do it anymore. Because I heard Bruce Pritchard, just heard a Devari interview on why it ended with Robbie. He said that they just don't want to do it anymore. They just wanted to forget the Muhammad Hassan character. They want Muhammad Hassan was a history. He's no more gonna be on the TV anymore. So media and WWE, UPN, they really, they could have worked out. I mean, they could have did something to say Muhammad Hassan character, but they didn't did that. I don't know what was the so why they got scared, because they knew that, especially WWE, they knew that something always gonna happen with this character, because they were getting a lot of uh, pushback from some communities about this character. They were bitching about this character since the debut of the character. So they got the fans, they got the opportunity to take out the character, and then they have to basically scrap him. So we talk about UPN, they could have the actor was sensitive, and then WWE, they really, I mean, okay, let's talk about this too, because people say why WWE did not cut that segment before the London bombing. So let's take let's talk about this too, okay? So let's talk about this too. This is why this got cancelled, because the reason is because WWE had only 12 hours segment, because that London bombing happened like a 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the US, and in UK it was like 9, 10 o'clock in the UK. So basically they have like 12 hours before the segment. I mean, according to Bruce Pritchard, Devari, according to people I did research, my thinking is, and they said this too, that Muhammad Hassan was Vince McMahon baby. He was the man, go-to man for Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon liked Muhammad Hassan. That's why he pushed him so hard. That's why he wanted him to be the world champion, because it was his idea. He was the man behind the Muhammad Hassan character. So he really wanted this character to work and go win the championship and he wanted to make Muhammad Hassan the greatest heel character ever in the history. So he was the man behind that character. So Muhammad Hassan was really a Vince McMahon baby. So according to Devari, that if they have any idea that this was gonna backfire, this was gonna be that much backlash, they would have pulled the segment out. I mean, they just run the disclaimer, because they thought that okay, if there's a London bombing happened, so there might be some people sensitive, so just run the disclaimer and it's gonna be fine. That's what they thought. I mean, they didn't have the idea that it's gonna backfire this much. They knew that they're gonna um, they're gonna make it do the right thing next week, but they thought just putting a disclaimer and then people will understand that, and it's gonna be fine for that week, and next week they're gonna correct it. But that was not the case. I mean, WWE would have pulled it if they knew it, and we are just talking about because we are hindsight that they should have did this, they should have did that, but it wasn't like that it has to be. They didn't knew that didn't WWE didn't knew that it was gonna be this much backlash. So that's what I believe, that they didn't pull this. They would have pulled it. They had the chance. They could have pulled it even in those 12 hours. But this is my thinking, because Vince or W thought that it's not gonna be that controversy. So just run the disclaimer, and then it's gonna be fine, and we will correct it. Basically, scrap those mask mans for the next week, and we will apologize in the front and next week, and it's gonna be fine. But that was not the case. Everybody knows about. So let's talk about again about that disclaimer thing. So let's see. Here's my thinking. I watch so many videos on YouTube and all other sites, and then they have those disclaimer over there. I mean, that's when I see them, when I read that disclaimer, I know what a disclaimer means. When you have a warning sign, it's saying that you have to make a choice that you want to watch this or you don't want to watch it, because it's not like if you don't like it, nobody gonna like it. There's so many people who do gonna like that content. They do gonna like that thing, and it's not like you don't like it, nobody gonna like. So you have to understand that. You have to understand. Same thing with Muhammad Hassan character. They run the disclaimer because that they thought that's gonna be the fine for for that time, and they run the disclaimer that in light of today's tragic event in London, parent discretion is advised. So what does that mean? That you have to make a decision. You want to watch tonight's show or you don't want to. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. But you watched it and then you complain about it. That's not very smart. That's really dumb, because you don't know. This is not a real. This is a entertainment. This is sometimes mistakes happen. You have to give a company another chance. They didn't do this on purpose. It's not like they did it after London bombing. It was already pre-tape. But people don't understand that. And this is why I'm gonna tell another thing. It's not like the people complained to UP and WWE was the hardcore real fans. No, hardcore real fan understood that. They know wrestling is not real, it's entertainment, and they knew that. They're on the disclaimer, they did understand, and they never complained to WWE. And some people liked that segment because it was too good, even though it was very edgy. But here's my thinking. What were the people that were really made WWE to end that character was the people who don't watch wrestling every day. They just watch sometimes. They are not like a real wrestling fans. They don't even understand is real or is scripted or is fake. They just watch sometimes and then they never watch. So they never watch it again. So like a middle-aged woman or kids or let's see, some people watch sometimes for fun, but they don't watch it every day. Those are the people who complain to UPN. Those are the people who complain to everyone because they don't know. They don't know what the disclaimer mean. They don't know what's the wrestling is. They don't, because they are not the real fan. They are just like just watching for fun, and then something is wrong with the product, and then they just start bitching about this this angle on the SmackDown. So this is like some guy watches on TV and then he saw this angle and then he calls his friend. Oh, did you watch tonight's SmackDown? Did you see what happened? And then he sees it or they see it. Oh yeah, boy. And then this is very, very offensive. They didn't even know that what's the storyline, what's the entertainment, what's the disclaimer. They just see it and they tell everybody else, their friends, everybody relatives, and then they started complaining about this to UPN and WWE because they don't understand shit. They don't know what is wrestling. They don't know how this work. So they really
denied our real hardcore fans opportunity to see the Muhammad Hassan rise to the top and become the champion. So these were the people that really you see these people on everywhere. It's not like in wrestling, on everywhere. They don't know real thing and they just see something that they don't like. That means nobody likes. No, it's not like that. If you don't like it, if you don't like the segment, if you product, don't watch it. Just turn off the TV. Just turn the change the channel or do something about it because WWE had the disclaimer. It's not like they didn't did nothing. I mean, it's a very unfortunate that they have to air that on that day. But listen, they did this. If you watch that show, before the show starts, they run the disclaimer, and during the show, every time they come back from commercial, 5 times during the show they run the disclaimer. And when Muhammad Hassan and Devari comes to the ring, then they again run the disclaimer that please understands it that this is a wrestling, and today unfortunately an incident happened in London, so parent discretion is advised to view tonight's show so people can understand. But some people did and some people not, and the people do not understand because they don't understand wrestling. They just are stupid motherfuckers who don't know what is wrestling, and they start bitching about Muhammad Hassan and to UP, and then those were the real people that really pressured UPN because because if there was no pressure from public, no pressure from these fans, stupid fans, I don't think UPN would have say anything like that. I don't think WW did anything like that. I don't think media would have been that much um, talking shit about this whole angle. I mean, it's because of the pressure. It because they force they force sponsors, they force TV networks to get rid of that character because they are fucking moron. They don't understand the guy's Italian and the guy is just playing a character on TV, and it has nothing to do with London Birmingham. I mean, that segment was aired in California. London is in UK. It's a fucking 6, 7, 8 hours flight from US to go there. How can you relate a fucking wrestling angle to a fucking terrorist attack in London? I mean, yeah, there was some similarities, but that was not a terrorist angle. I mean, you made a terrorist angle because there's some terrorist attack happened. If there was no terrorist attack happened, you guys would not have say anything about this angle. I mean, it's not like Muhammad Hassan blew up the bomb on the Undertaker ass, or Devari was running around with a AK-47, or those masked men were beheading Muhammad Undertaker head with some knives and all that. That's what the terrorists do. They have the life suicide jackets, or they blew up some wrestling skill or wrestling ring, or they blew up some things in the on the in the arena. That's not was not it was just a wrestling angle. There was many times you see getting people choked out on in wrestling because there is wrestling. That is what wrestling is. It's not like today's wrestling that you fucking is for wrestling is not for kids. Wrestling is for the grown adult man. That's how it should be wrestling. Blood, choking out the people, doing some edgy stuff. It should not be like PG like the shit is right now. WWE, that's why WWE sucks right now because they suck to these stupid people and change their product to more kid friendly stuff. That's not how it should be. WWE should be like an attitude era. WWE should be like a ruthless aggression era. But people not don't understand because then on the same I think this is me because I watched that whole show. There's a I think I find more offensive on that episode was when Mexicules, this is before Muhammad Hassan angle, this Mexicules, they made a very racist comment when they were talking about like Japanese or they or Chinese. They if you see that segment, that's I think they was debut too or after debut, they make a gesture to their eyes, like, or like Chinese people have small eyes, so they made their eyes like a little bit small. That was more offensive. If you want to take offensive, why you don't take a dig at that? That was more offensive. I mean, they're making a racist comment that all Chinese people have small eyes. That's racist. Muhammad Hassan was not like that. It was just a wrestling angle. And the same angle, you have a Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio storyline where Eddie Guerrero is openly saying, "Oh, um, I'm gonna blackmail Rey Mysterio's son. I'm gonna blackmail him. I'm gonna crush him. I'm gonna emotionally blackmail him," and he's crying. That was offensive too. Nobody cared about that Dominic's son. You know about that angle. That was the same on the same time. That angle was at the same episode too. Nobody did give a shit about that too. Nobody complained about that angle too. And then nobody complained about Mexico doing that racist gesture they did on the same episode when Muhammad Hassan. So this is the mentality of the people. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. I mean, I'm the one. I'm sure there was so many people like that segment. It's not like you are the only one who watches wrestling. There's so many other people who watch wrestling. So why you wanna run the whole thing just because you didn't like it? I mean, I can understand it was a little bit edgy, it was a little bit more scary, but it's not like it's the end of the world. Why you got so offended by that just a segment? It was just out of my mind, so I blame it on the fans first. I blame it on the WWE, or I'm not gonna call them WWE. I'm just gonna blame on the people first. Main reason Muhammad Hassan got cancelled is the reason because of fan. I'm gonna number one reason or number one blame is on the fans for me, and then I blame on UP, and then I can blame on WWE. Then because I can blame on WWE for not cutting the segment or not, then I can blame on UP and not being too much sensitive about that angle. Then I can blame on media for bitching about that angle. But first, before that, I have to make WWE or just a fucking fans who made this big story about this. I'm gonna blame them first, then I'm gonna blame other people. I'm not saying I'm just gonna blame them. I'm gonna blame everyone, but I'm gonna blame them first because they are the one who started first, and they should be apologizing to Muhammad Hassan. They should be apologizing. UP and WWE should be apologizing to Muhammad Hassan to what they did to him and force him to retire. I mean, even after a couple of months, I think Vince McMahon was asked in some TV show that why Muhammad Hassan character was not, why it wasn't worked, and he just totally blamed on the Mark Bunny's part. He said the character didn't work just not because of the London bombing, it just worked because of the guy who was playing the character was not good. I mean, you can blame on Mark Bunny. I mean, why you wanna blame on Marco Pani? You tell him what to do and he did it. I mean, you can blame after about Mohamed Hassan that why he left, because I mean Diwali returned to Raw after 3 months in the same kind of a gimmick. So you can blame him to leave him too early, because had he stuck around, had he stayed there, maybe they could have brought him back. Maybe they could have changed their mind and brought him back to Raw again in a different kind of a similar character. But I don't know why Marco Panero never gave him another chance and rushed to being just asked for his release after that. That was another major blunder, I think it just went down. Since Mom the Sun got to SmackDown, that was the end of it. It's been down since 14 years now. It's been down since. It's never worked out. I mean, moving to SmackDown, that angle has to appear on London bombing, then UPN, the fan, then Muhammad Hassan has no interest in wrestling. and he's moved out, he's retired, and WWE removed him from history. He just went down. Just that just it's just very unfortunate. I mean, just imagine that it's like a 1 in 100 years mistake. I mean, it has to that angle fucking. Unfortunately, that angle has to appear on the same day. I mean, oh my god, they never did this before in Muhammad Hassan run. They did it on the worst day of the day. Oh my god, that's very unfortunate that they did it and did it on the worst time they can do it. I mean, there's nothing else. There's nothing worse than that. I mean, that was very unfortunate that angle has to appear on the same fucking day when the London bombers blew themselves in London. Oh my god, that's very unfortunate. That's very hard to get rid of over there. That's why Mark Money, it took Muhammad Hassan to 13 years to overcome that kind of situation. Then finally he came back to wrestling. I mean, it's very hard for him. It's very hard for us too. But it's very unfortunate that it was just a bad timing, and people took advantage of that, and they just removed Muhammad Hassan from WWE. So let me know, guys, what you think. What was the reason for Muhammad Hassan? I think this is getting really longer now. But I just wanted to show my opinion why. So at the end of the day, I just want to say that yeah, fans were the main reason. Fans are the first one. You can blame them for Muhammad Hassan being cancelled. Then you can blame UPN because everybody played their part. But it was started by the fans who bitched about this angle. So you can tell me, you can. This is my personal opinion. As I said, even if you guys don't agree with me, I don't have any problem with that. I mean, guys have your own opinion. You can guys can tell me too what was your what you guys think, what was your opinion, and what was the main reason why Muhammad Hassan got cancelled. You guys can tell me that too. But that's all I want to say, because I want to do this video because I really wanted to get really into the deep of this story. I just wanted to have I did all the research on this story, and this is what I conclusion was that I came up. So I mean, I could have talked more about this. I mean, maybe I would talk about in another video. I'm gonna upload some more about Muhammad Hassan videos in upcoming days. But that's all for now. Thank you.